Maryland's 6th congressional district is not your typical district in Maryland. It's purple, and while Democrats have held the seat through the years since 2012, Republicans have come very close to flipping it, and they do not go down without a fight. Burnett's running for the GOP nomination for the seat. He's up late with me tonight here on the Final Five to talk about that and more. Welcome in. It's good to see you tonight.
James, thanks for having me in.
Okay, we talk night in and night about it, but gridlock in Washington and why people can't get along and why there's all sorts of rancor on Capitol Hill. Why do you want to be part of it?
Well, after 22 years in the Marine Corps, I thought running for Congress would be the next logical thing to do. But quite honestly, it's because I want to continue to serve. Yeah. I've spent a lifetime setting the conditions for other people to succeed. I view going to Congress with that same intent. How do I set the conditions for residents of Western Maryland to succeed? What's issue one? What is the main issue that's going to guide this election? Issue number one is affordability. And my way of addressing affordability is through creating opportunity. I've pitched an economic development package called the Innovation Corridor, and it's designed to bring in federal funds to really transfer all of the congestion into opportunity. What I mean by that is rebuilding roads, producing energy, and ultimately creating jobs by aligning to national security priorities. Go ahead. Oh, I didn't mean to jump in on there, but this is such a widely spread out district where you have different concerns, but you're looking at Allegheny County, Washington County, Frederick County, parts of Montgomery County. You have, I think, out of all the districts, not just because of the political differences, but it's so different socioeconomically as you go back and forth on 70. It is very different. You know, depending on where you are in the district, it varies from suburban to very much rural. But there is one unifying concern, and that is affordability. Whether it's housing, whether it's the ability to pay for the taxes and fees associated with living in Maryland, what we really need to do is create opportunity. And there's a way to use the carrot and the stick that is federal funding to get the counties and the state to align with creating opportunity in Western Maryland. The last couple of rounds, it was Neil Parrott who had the nomination. And last time around, as we said, April McLean Delaney ran for this open seat that her husband once held a number of years ago, won it on her own accord. It was a tight election. I mean, I don't believe we had a winner decided on election nights, because this is one of those districts where it can go either way, and there is a lot of interest in how this pans out here. When you look at Congresswoman Delaney, you say some things on your website about why you think she's not the best representative for the district. Well, quite frankly, she is an out-of-touch, out-of-district multimillionaire trying to talk about affordability. I have a family of 6 living in Congressional District 6, struggling with affordability. I bring that practical experience to what it means to solve these problems. To have somebody that doesn't live in the district and somebody that's a multi-millionaire talk about affordability and then think they can solve it through government handouts, quite frankly, they just don't have any idea how to serve the interests of Western Maryland. As you know, right now, there's always this urge to nationalize everything. There's this desire to do that. And there are people that will say, President Trump is very popular in the 6th Congressional District. I mean, how do you find yourself as a Republican? Are you a Trump Republican, or what guides your ideology? First and foremost, again, after 22 years in the Marine Corps, I am going to serve the residents of Congressional District 6. There are a number of Trump policies that I align with 100%. There are others that I would look at the interests of CD6 first. So I'm running to be a representative of the district, and if that aligns with President Trump and his administration, I will 100% back that. If there is something that will serve the interests of CD6 better, then I will advocate for their interests and find a way to give them a solution that's going to fit their needs. What's one of those policies that you think that really does suit them well? Quite frankly, I'm shocked at the immigration discussion that we're having. You have Trone and Delaney talking about how they want to defund federal law enforcement. They want to basically interfere with federal law enforcement. And quite frankly, you have the residents of CD6 that are very much in support of the 287G program, a secure border, and enforcing federal law. There's been a lot of talk about this immigration facility in Hagerstown, which is part of the district. Do you support that? I do. I think you have to give federal law enforcement the training, equipment, and facilities they need to effectuate federal law. In terms of something that you may have seen that may not align with the president supports, what congressional Republican support for, where would you see somewhere where you differ a little bit? Well, and quite frankly, the Innovation Corridor, my economic development plan, is very much a public-private sector partnership. So I would look to use federal dollars to set the conditions for private investment. Right now, I'm leading on this issue because I'm saying we can look at AI, quantum computing, and advanced manufacturing to reset an economy in a region. Whether that aligns exactly with the Trump administration remains to be seen. But I am very much in line with his support of using nuclear energy or small modular reactors to offset residential energy costs, and more importantly, to diversify our grid for national security concerns. Right before we went to air, obviously talking about living in Gaithersburg, and you mentioned your kids there and your family. What's it been like? I mean, you've not been in public
a public office before, certainly public service. What's been the biggest adjustment for you guiding this campaign?
Well, this has been a fascinating year for me. So I only retired from active duty last February. So as I came off active duty, 22 years in the Marine Corps, 5 deployments, this process of running for office has been transformative. It's been very difficult, quite frankly. It's very expensive to live in Maryland and to try to raise 4 school-age kids, run for Congress while transitioning out of the military has been a very interesting experience. I'm very lucky to have a wife that has been very supportive. She's on board with this for now, and so far, my 4 kids are my best volunteers.
Chris, great to meet you, man.
Yeah.
What's your website?
BurnettForCongress.com.
That's easy to remember. Great to see you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we're back after this with